rather probability. And you said the truth's like corn and lies are like weeds. You said the Schrödinger equation collapsed perfectly. And I said, mercy me, be patient please, 'cause I don't know a goddamn thing about the birds and the bees. I just know what I'm like, and I'm like what I see, even though it's hard to see because you just blinded me. And if there's one thing I learned in chemistry, it's that the gain of electrons is reduction, obviously. But you can't see electrons without machines, and you can't tell from my inflection if I'm being mean. And I don't know if I can take you seriously. Sometimes elections depend on the absentees, and my family and my friends and all the little kids that love me make me strong. And no matter how this ends, I know I'll never ever ever be alone. Someday I'll be an old lady with a big dress and an apron, a babushka and bare feet. I'll be out in my garden on my hands and knees, and I'll be singing a song that is really sad and sweet. Mommy and Daddy, your baby is grown, and the smell of the cold wet dirt reminds me of home.
The cuckoo in your clock had a heart attack. The droop in your stock turned your market black. If walls could talk, they'd say, I don't wanna shack up like the water, I wanna keep running. A lawyer with leprosy stole your umbrella, reached over your shoulder, took your from under cheese. You didn't notice. It makes me wonder if you even know what goes on in your home. This isn't a come on, but come on, let's face it. The come on your face is really just mayonnaise. It was on your sandwich, then you misplaced it. Now you're going to hell, man. Where Alistair Crowley milks cows in the dairy, and the cows are the dowry for the dead girls he marries. Tariffs are tallied when bovines are buried. The farmer in the dell is the devil. I wore prosthetic pants to the homecoming dance, and my homeboy Leroy had legs made of bok choy. I ate him while we danced, loaned him my pants. Romance is romantic if you've got the answers. Everyone's scared about germ when your clock had a heart attack. The droop in your stock turned your market black. If walls could talk, they'd say, I don't wanna shack up like the water. I wanna keep running like the water. I wanna keep running like the water. I wanna keep running like the water. I wanna keep running.
I ran into Matlock, get Hadlock, padlock. I said, have you seen my love? He said he was over on Elkins Road, face down in a puddle of blood. Then I ran into Blair Warner at the Chevron at Four Corners. I said, did you see him die? She said that was just a rumor, super duper small town rumor. He was shipped off to treatment last night. And what goes around don't come around, not in this town. 7 walls go up for every 1 wall that comes down. And the old ladies pray they'll be young again someday. Do your job, you dirty slob, or nobody gets paid. She was standing on the dock, trying to hit the moon with rocks. Along came a man with his cock in his hand. He said, what do you think? She said, I think you stink. Then she spit in his eye, said bye-bye, and pushed him in the drink. Then she went to the pay shower and pumped quarters for an hour. Even though she made it, she still felt violated. Wrapped the soap on a rope around her throat, said, dear God, I really hope you let me in heaven, 'cause I'm only 11 and I got nowhere to go. What goes around don't come around, not in this town. Subway sandwich shop was up and the roller rink closed down. And the kids all pray that they'll either get away or get a job like Chad and Dad's meth lab and become rich one day. Little David was learning to skate, he practiced every single day. He kept falling and falling, but he finally learned to ollie. He wondered who he'd tell, he thought he would tell Mel. But Mel and all his other friends were in the county jail. Which is where I sent the letter that said things are gonna get better. He said, you've got it all wrong, why'd you write this stupid song? I said, 'cause you're in my head, even if you want me dead. Just because I said exactly what I meant doesn't mean I meant what I said. What goes around don't come around, not in this town. You don't need karmic retribution if you've got good ammunition. And Mama always prayed that someday she'd get laid by some dumb fuck with a pickup truck and really good cocaine. Please do me a favor, when you go to Penny Saver, get a half rack of Lucky for the girls, 2 roast beef mighty bites, a pack of old gold lights, and meet us at the end of the world. I'll be standing on the cliff with the sunset in my eyes. I'll be too insignificant to feel the need to lie. I wonder if this climbing that you city people do ever leads you to a place with such a pretty view. What if what goes around is just a naked crying clown, and the clouds split down the middle, and a mighty hand comes down, and we think that we are saved, but the hand is made of clay, and my tears make messy makeup streaks all over my face. What goes around don't come around, not in this town. 7 walls go up for every 1 wall that comes down, and the old ladies pray they'll be young again someday. Do your job, you dirty slob, or nobody gets paid. Nobody gets laid, nobody gets saved. Do your job, you dirty slob, or nobody gets paid. Is New York City really like a graveyard? ask me, and I say, well, it was last week, but man, that was in the past. See, I stopped going to the places where the people act so nasty and pretentious, 'cause I'm happy sitting with my friends in sidewalks singing songs. And some people are still standing in the way of where I'm going, so I say, please excuse me, step aside or keep on moving. And I guess they sense that my momentum meant that I was winning, but I'm only just beginning, and I'd rather go with friends than go alone. And some people grab my hands, and some people grab my shirt. Some people race ahead to see if they can get there first. Some people stay behind 'cause they've got something else in mind. Whatever you decide, if you are true to you, you're gonna be alright. Like Akita, he's a father, now he is in love with Amber. Their baby's name is Skylar, he's a baby of the summer. I wonder as I wander if I'll ever settle down, or if every day I'll take my roots uprooted en route to another town. I was sitting on a couch somewhere watching VH1 when I found out that Bruce Springsteen is his mother's only son. I'm my mother's only daughter, we were both born to run, but even he says it's amazing raising babies in the place where you come from. But I am a rock tumbler, I've got rocks inside my head, and just because they come out shining doesn't mean that they are diamonds. And I guess that my worst nightmare is your very favorite bar. When I'm worth my weight in shell and slate, I'll know that I'm a super duper star. I'll be a great big ball of burning gas, and I'll be sitting on my big fat ass and sipping Cristal Light beside a plastic wading pool. And the next day I'll be somewhere else. Part of me will hate myself, part of me will know deep down that I am pretty cool. The part of me that knows I never cared for being cool. The part of me that knows I never cared for being cool. The part of me that knows I never cared for being cool. Part of me that knows I never cared for being cool.
One return deserves another. One return deserves another. One return deserves another. One return deserves another. One return deserves another.
There's anthrax in the envelope I opened in my dream. The sky is red and little kids are running, screaming in the street. I tried to run and save them, but I had molasses feet. I keep having nightmares and I'm scared to go to sleep. If you fall in, I'll jump down and touch your face while we're both sinking, thinking we won't drown. You are my friend, and what we're doing's too important for our lives to end quite yet. In Montreal, I got so mad. Someone broke into the van, stole my guitar and Aaron's bag. Then we turned on CNN, watched the towers fall again, and realized that our lives aren't so bad. This is just a test, take it with love and you will pass. You will be rewarded if you do your very best. Nothing ever goes as planned, so don't take anything for granted. If you do, the world will kick your ass. The air is filled with computers and carpet skin and bones and telephones and file cabinets, Coke machines, firemen, landing gear, and cement. They say that it's okay, but I say don't breathe in. The air is filled with computers and carpets, skin and bones and telephones and file cabinets, Coke machines, firemen, landing gear, and cement. They say that it's okay, but I say don't breathe that shit in. So say you're sorry to him when you say your prayers tonight. If you make amends, the gates to heaven here on earth will open up again. If you fall in, I'll jump down and touch your face while we're both sinking, stinking, thinking we won't drown. You are my friend, and what we're doing's too important for our lives to end quite yet.
Beer I had for breakfast was a bottle of Mad Dog, and my 20/20 vision was 50% off. He said punch, bogey red, and punched me right in my left eye. I said don't you mean padiddle, and I lit his house on fire. He came home on acid, I was holding his shotgun. I was dressed like Tina Turner in Beyond Thunderdome. He said don't shoot, I said I won't, I love you, you're my friend. I handed him my weight and shot myself in the head. Then I stuffed a box of tissues in the hole in my skull. I got in my Mazda and I drove to the mall. I bought a big Johnson shirt and some silicone tits. When I pulled out the tissues, they were covered with shit. And the beer I had for breakfast was a box of cheap white wine, and the boombox on my shoulder was a box of clementines. I ate every single one without noticing the mold. You said you're gross, my darling. I said no, I'm rock and roll. Even though I'd never ever been in a band, I got cool as black ice tattooed on my hand. And the Christians gave me comic books as if I would be scared of burning in hell while I was already there. And the beer I had for breakfast, silver bullet in the brain. And the beer I had for lunch was a bottle of Night Train. And the beer I had for dinner was my crazy neighbor's bills. We had to sit down on skateboards just to make it down the hill. Then I peed my pants and you stole the groom's cigar. And some old man made me watch him masturbate locked in his car. I got back to the apartment, you were face down on the floor. You said don't go to bed yet, let's go get a 64. and the beer I had for breakfast was a pint of Jim Beam and a fifth of peach schnapps and some warm sunny D. And you said bottoms up just as I bottomed out. I tried to scream fuck you, but blood was pouring out my mouth. And Evan Dando never planned on telling you the truth, and your Leonardo ID card is your fountain of youth. You can be a teenager for your whole fucking life. Just find some pretty sucker and make that bitch your wife. And I guess by now you all know my friend Danny broke his neck. He was driving home from Sirens when he got into a wreck. First I cried for him, and then I cried for me, haunted by the ghost of the girl I used to be. But the rocks with holes are warm in my hands, and I bury my toes in the hot, hot sand. And the silver pink pony kisses me and says, come a long, long way, and you deserve to be really happy. I wonder if you've ever seen the way the man in the lookout house looks at me before he takes out his teeth and asks me to sign the wall. And I sign his wall with a heel of bread dipped in green Listerine, and then I kiss him on the head and leave through the door in the floor as he starts to fall down dead. I've got a pocket full of quarters and I'm headed for the woods. I'm gonna play Miss Pac-Man in a puddle of mud. I'm not gonna lose my shoes unless I start to cry. And the man in the moon said I'm not left-handed, and he did a swan dive to the promised land while you were lost in my Bob Hope diamond eyes. There's scary topiary to the left of the pool. The trail to the right goes back to middle school. I'm trying to read what the flashing red letters say. They say lowest common destiny, and so I run away, 'cause I can't make the grade when I'm on display. Here comes the man with the laminated plan for the Vince McMahon Expressway. Will you be me, will you be me, wear my clothes and drink my coffee, write my mommy, do my homework, feed my babies, fight my crazies. Will you be me, will you be me, wear my clothes and drink my coffee, write my mommy, do my homework, feed my babies, fight my crazies. My cat came back to life, she turned into a skunk. She kissed my dog and he got drunk. When I tried to pet her, she turned into a beam of light. Pam and Susie were there, I said I miss you, but they didn't hear me. The ground started bouncing, so I jumped up, trying to feel like an angel flying. Watch out for the power lines, unless you wanna die. Thick shakes, little snakes, smashing scissors, earthquakes, flat and time, cherry lime, wait my turn at the back of the line, barbed wire, floors, flat, muddy trail, learn my tires down as faster, much faster than a pill, no time to kill, take a chill, take a pill, Everest on the windowsill. I lived alone, so I took him home. He doesn't love me, but he keeps me company, everything's alright. Grape soda, locked door, lost shoes, satin star, pink ribbon, cellophane, box match, football game, kitchen floor, Reggie bar, monster mash, corny hash, aha, saxophone, 5-3, dial tone, lips apart, too smart, flat foot, no watch. I lived alone, so I took him home. He doesn't love me, but he keeps me company, everything's alright. Why do I always pretend I can spoon a guy and still be his friend? I always wind up crushed out in the end, and it makes me crazy. Whoa, whoa, crazy. Whoa, whoa, crazy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dolly Parton was really smart when she said, "It's not my head that's broken, it's my heart." Daddy, come and get me. Come and get your baby. Your big cry baby is going crazy. Why do I always pretend I can spoon a guy and still be his friend? I always wind up crushed out in the end. Jason Bateman, Jody Sweet, and Alex P. Keaton, Marla Gibbs, Tucci 7, Barry Watson, 7th Heaven, Ricky Schroeder, Ricky Stratton, Solly Moon, Fred Hickman, Patton, Mindy Cohn, Corey Haim, Teeny Others, Willie Hames, Webster, Joey, Jeremiah, Doug, Grassy, Junior High. I lived alone, so I took him home. He doesn't love me, but he keeps me company, everything's alright. Can I listen to it?
How can I stop the nothing? I'm just a little girl. I'm just a little girl.
Miles between most of your friends, and you wish they could meet. They have so much in common, and you can't believe that you are in Portland with your good friend from New York on vacation. The world, it is shrinking, pathways intertwining. Some of it's planning, a lot of it's timing. Suddenly face to face with Jake and Jack, you ask them to sing you their songs back to back. Jack says, I'm alone, but I'm not scared. Then Jake says, I am alone, but not afraid. I wish I could be that brave, but the second person's always in the way. I tried to hide you where they couldn't find you. You were a baby and I was a little girl. They caught us and brought us back to their world.
That's when I decided the only place I could hide was in the stories and dreams in the seams of my mind. I was so busy dreaming, running from demons, I didn't even hear you screaming. Yesterday you got an email from Prague that said me and my friends think your band really rocks. You can't believe it's all really real. You don't know what to say, you don't know how to feel. You think it's a joke, just like in the 6th grade when Nick gassed you out, then he laughed in your face. You prepare for the worst when you go out on stage. You block out the crowd, you dissociate. The music's your blood and the words are your breath. You sing and you sing like it's all there is left. Rock-a-bye, baby, beautiful thing. Don't ever, ever let them clip your wings. When the best and the worst coexist, there's a fist fight between what's left and the right of way. I hope you believe me when I say things will get better. Give it one more day. It's hard to sleep when the lullabies are songs you don't wanna miss. You could listen all night long, and you can't believe that you are in Texas, and Jeff Lightning Lewis is sitting right next to you, singing the song about the 3/4 moon. You squint your eyes and look inside you, and the fractions and fragments all become whole, and the music erases the pain in your soul and the tears in your brain that your memory